a little bit about the background of the project.
So Team 3 decided to study cyberloafing. Hold on, I got an email. Wait. I lost it. Oh, yeah, so we decided to study cyberloafing. Pretty much what I was just doing. We're defining it as anything that would be distracting to you in the workplace or in the classroom environment. So it could be anything like checking your email, going on the internet, anything you're doing on your computer or on your phone that takes away from you being present in class and participating actively in class.
So going into this project, what was your hypothesis?
Our hypothesis was that students who are participating in cyberloafing, they're on their computer, they're on their phone while they're in class, will see a negative impact in their performance, whether that be on tests or quizzes or just on their participation grade. We think that if they frequently are cyberloafing, that then they'll have a poor performance in the class.
So what was the methodology behind your survey?
We surveyed 40 students not in the business school, asking them about their habits in class, about whether they use their laptop or their phone, and we additionally asked them about their grades in the class so far. So out of the 40 students we surveyed, 34 of them responded. 17 of them responded that they routinely use their laptop and or their phone during class time. We also found that those same 17 students on average had a lower grade.
So obviously cyberloafing is a big issue, but how can we actually tackle the problem?
The main way to tackle the problem is to motivate the students to change their behavior. So we implemented two ideas. The first was to add a point to their final grade in the class. So we worked with the professor to make this incentive work. So what we did was we told them at the beginning of the class that we'd give them this point if they put their phone in a bin at the front of the room before class started. The other thing we did was we told them right before the class that the more frequently they used their laptop or phone for things that they shouldn't be doing while they're in class, that their grade would suffer because of it.
So what was the results of this change strategy?
So because the semester hasn't ended yet, we don't have final grades. Because we don't have final grades, we can't absolutely say that we're sure that our hypothesis was right. But so far, we've seen that most students are willing to put down their phones, close their laptops, and pay attention in class. So we're leaning towards confirming our hypothesis that cyberloafing does negatively impact grades, and that if you stop those behaviors, you'll probably do better in class.
All in all, what is your final conclusion?
So we're concluding that cyberloafing is definitely changeable by reevaluating the EPO model. What we're thinking is that if you change the value of the outcome, so the student's grade, if you make it clear that they value that, which they obviously do, students are very concerned about their grades, that if you make it clear that cyberloafing negatively impacts something that they value, so that cyberloafing negatively impacts their grades, the less likely to be participating in cyberloafing, so they're less likely to be doing things on their computer during class that they shouldn't, and they'll be less likely to be distracted by their phones. So moving forward, what we're thinking is that the students in this class will have a higher grade, and not just because of that 1 point that we gave them in our first round of our experiment. What we'll actually see is their average grade plus, at the midterm, the average grade that they reported, plus 1, plus another extra difference, and that extra difference would be their benefit from putting down their computer and phone and turning it off and focusing during lectures.